How are you doing? I'm Sean. Clarification. I'm pointing out the possible assumptions of the OP's problem. So if I'm wrong, feel free to leave comments. We will have a civilized debate. Okay, let me summarize this post. This post is basically talking about how they feel uncomfortable seeing their favorite characters being having lewd artworks drawn of them. Someone agreed and then gave their own opinion. They got a lot of upvotes, and I agreed and I further elaborated with extra information. I basically agreed with that comment. I just further elaborated with, extra information. And I don't even know how I got downvoted this much. I feel like this is just maybe even one person that disagreed with me and then they just started using their old accounts to mass downvote me. The misinterpretations I assume would be like, maybe they think that I condone underage sex, which I never said that. That's a completely different statement. And the thing is, in this context, we're talking about anime fictional characters here. And regarding my comment, it makes sense for you to be aroused by secondary sexual characteristics, even if they're a teenager. Like, this applies to both male and females. I'm a living example. I wish I had evidence, but I never really took selfies or anything like that back then. But I was the tallest student in my year for 3 years, and my schlong. I hit puberty early, and I can say for a matter of fact that we look older than we actually are, and if people are naturally attracted to us, that's fine. It doesn't have to be me, alright? I'm just using myself as an example, but don't use me as a catalyst for my argument. I say that it's fine if you feel attracted to developed bodies, but I never said that you should do it with underage people. This basically reminds me of Twitter, of how users would misinterpret a well-articulated sentence and then they accuse each other of being the opposition. A day later, someone replied to me on Reddit, and here's the image. He said that it was a pathetic or a ridiculous statement. I can see why it's ridiculous, but please, you have to realize that there are people like Twitter users. Sometimes you just have to explain because there's just that many stupid people out there. This is unrelated, but I suggest you looking up the 5 laws of stupidity. As for the patheticness, I don't get it. I don't really know how this is pathetic. Like, I mean, if you're saying that it's pathetic that I have to explain these things to others because there are people like that that don't understand anything about basic science, and yeah, it is pathetic, but people downvoted me here. I want to know why I'm downvoted, and they're not explaining. He just told me to ask them. That's not possible. We're not on Twitter. Like, say if someone quote tweets us or retweets our posts, then maybe we could see it. See who disagree with us. I kind of feel like I'm put in a situation where someone is complaining and then they don't elaborate, they don't explain why they're mad, and then they just, scold you anyway because they want to. Yeah, it's just, this is what I'm getting so far, because Reddit as a whole, most of the time the website doesn't even really work for me, so I even get punished for not using it correctly because it doesn't load for me properly. That happens even when I'm at an internet cafe. Actually, a new response just came in. Read the highlighted statement. They look like children to you? What? So I'm dealing with people like this. Oh well, I did not know I was dealing with a woke crowd, even though I'm on Reddit. You can't find them attractive because they act like children. It's like, are you a fetus on the internet? What the f? It does make sense for you to not find women with adult physics acting all childish not attractive, but you're gonna get a rude awakening when you know what the most top search results are on the internet. A lot of people find this attractive, and this is off topic, but people who carry their childlike behaviors to their adult stage are the ones who've won at life, like winning at life. That's a completely different topic, but let me just get that in there. For clarification, that is just one of the opinions of one user who downvoted me. Like, yeah, sure, you could just assume that it's the same for like the rest of the downvotes who disagreed with my comment, but it's like, this is a Love Life fandom. Imagine me dealing with the Genshin Impact fandom. I'll be having like angry TikTokers swarming my YouTube comments or something. Or maybe they'll make videos death threatening me. One word. Bruh. And here I was being genuinely confused, and I wanted to learn why people disagreed with me this much, and then I forgot that, oh, I'm also on the internet. You should not expect common sense to exist on the internet. I want my sincerity back. Please, I can't believe I. That first statement, you're so pompous, aren't you? You're the epiphany of a jackass, you know that? Here I am asking why. I want to look at a different perspective, I want to know your opinion, and then you just tell me to figure it out on my own. This is basically the same as you having a friend complaining about things, and then you want to understand your friend. You ask him or her why, and then they get mad that you don't understand them even though you're trying to. This is basically that. This is so ridiculous. Oh yeah, one more thing that I forgot to mention. I care not because the downvotes upsetted me or hurt my feelings or anything like that. Based on his response, I feel like I'm dealing with the kind of people that respond to you with written essays when really everything can just be simplified into a short sentence or maybe 2 or 3 sentences. I feel like they're the kind of people who want us to clarify everything or else we don't support this, we don't support that. Being on Reddit is such a bad experience for me. I had to delete my first account because it was mass downvoted from, well, I only made occasional posts and then I tried farming karma by occasionally posting memes or posting questions or asking for tech support, that kind. I somehow got accused of piracy, which as a YouTuber that's something very serious, because if you didn't know, using a pirated software to create content is still copyright infringement. So my channel could be extinct if the company took notice of it. That post was I made a post asking about how to do something on Sony Vegas on an older version because I purchased it, but I didn't buy the newer versions because I chose not to, and my laptop couldn't support it anyway. But I somehow got accused of pirating the software, and then they tried to contact Sony Vegas, I don't know, admins or the sellers, blah blah blah. It's f***ing surreal. As for my second account, it was banned for posting sexual depictions of minors. I never did that. All I ever posted was his artworks of characters with petite physiques, and no, not as in lolly kind of physics. I posted characters with small breasts, for example. It's f***ing ironic when there's much more posters of underage fictional characters with bigger, more developed physiques, like big boobs, big ass, and they can get away with it. But when you post a much more realistic fictional character with sensible traits, you get banned for, well, alleged sexual depictions of minors. It's hypocritical. I don't like Reddit's downvote system. Yeah, sure. Normally, this is how I downvote posts. I downvote Reddit posts when it's spam, misinformation, fraud, or just outright harassment and stuff like that, right? I don't downvote a post if I disagree with an opinion. Newsflash, you can disagree with someone and still have a conversation with them. The thing is, on Reddit, is that when you get downvoted, you basically get punished. It's like a punishment system, because you would lose the ability to make posts on certain subreddits, or you just your posts would just, your account would just be shadow banned. So your posts your posts would not be seen, your comments. Besides that, Reddit, well, it's well known for being an echo chamber, so me trying to start an argument on Reddit is like a death wish. This is really stupid. This is such a stupid situation. I'm making a video on this just to point out how ridiculous this is. Yeah, I know a lot of people are aware of this, but I just want to share my side of it. I just want to talk about it. This really irritates me because a sensible person would be like, oh, I disagree with you, here's why. I'm gonna elaborate it with my own opinion or counter argument. But no, on Reddit that doesn't happen. I'm not saying that it has to happen. People can just keep their own opinions, their own thoughts to themselves private. But yikes, like getting downvoted like this is not the first time. Obviously, it's not like my feelings are hurt getting downvoted, getting ratio like this. It's just that there's effects, there's consequences on Reddit when you get downvoted, and it's basically a really shitty thing to do, in my opinion, to do that to another user for malicious reasons. That, and maybe Reddit should just change like the voting system as a whole. But like, it's unique, so let's give Reddit that. Oh yeah, one more thing. I will not delete my comment. You can search it up. I'll even leave the links in the description below. You can mass download me all you want. I don't care because censorship is stupid. I would not change my opinion from cancel culture or anything like that because I firmly stand on my own opinion. You could try to change my opinion, that is if you know anything about basic science, biology, or even sexology, because certainly someone did not know anything about that. Oh, here's a political thing. What is a woman? I think that's everything. Yeah, I really think that's everything. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Take care.